Welcome to Programming from Scratch. Today we're going to try a simple code kata. It's called Fizzbuzz, and we're going to do it in JavaScript. The rules of the kata are when given a number, return that number. Unless the number is divisible by 3, then return Fizz. Or the number is divisible by 5, then return Buzz. If the number is divisible by 3 and 5, return Fizzbuzz. Alright, let's get started. I've already got a module with Fizzbuzz in it, and I've got a an immediately invoked function expression that is passing FB into itself, and I am passing module.fizzbuzz to BFB, so that should simplify how we're going to call all this. Alright, so let's start. So the thing that we are operating on is the code kata, which is named Fizzbuzz. So we'll just start with that. Alright, and the first thing that makes sense is to work on the numbers. Seems pretty simple, right? So describe numbers, and then it returns it returns 1 for 1. If I can stop fat fingering the keys, this would go a lot easier. Okay, so I expect that FB of 1 to be 1, except for I expect this to fail because there's no code to support that. Alright, so undefined is 1. Let's just return 1, and I think that'll make it pass. It does. Alright, so we need to expand, but with a failing test, we're still in numbers. I don't think that it can properly handle the number 2, so it returns 2 for 2. And I expect FB of 2 to be 2. Except for that's going to fail. Yep. Expected 1 to be 2, and the easiest change I can think of to fix that is just to return the thing that was passed in, and now that's working. Okay, I think that does it for all of the number situations. I believe at this point that 2 will return 2, and 4 will return 4, and 6, and 7, and so on. So we're going to go ahead and skip over numbers now. We're done with those, and let's work on Fizz. Never fails. Every time I'm doing the JavaScript, I always throw in the double quotes for no reason. All right, so so it returns Fizz for 3 would be the next thing to test. So I expect FB of 3 to be Fizz. That should fail. Yep, 3 is not Fizz. So in the event that we receive X and it is 3, then we can return Fizz. Alright, that worked. Okay, the next thing that could fail is, let's say somebody passes me 6. So it returns Fizz for 6. And I expect FB of 6 to be Fizz. See how that goes, and it fails as expected. This should be an easy change. If I change this to modulus, drop the equals, and that needs to be 0. Now I would expect this test to pass, and it does. Okay, so let's move on. So I think that does it for the fizzes. I think that any multiple of 3 will now be caught. So let's move on to buzz. It returns buzz for 5. Okay, get the insert out of there. All right, so I expect that FB of 5 to be buzz with 2 Z's, not with 3. I think this one's going to fail. It fails spectacularly. I broke everything. Describe buzz function. It returns, comma, function. Expect FB5 to be buzz. Close curly brace, close paren, semicolon, close curly brace, close paren. What have I broken? All right, you know what? The safest thing to do is to back up, save, try again. There, things are back. Let's try that again. Describe buzz. All right. And it returns buzz for 5. And I expect FB of 5 to be buzz. All right, there we go. All right, fails. If x is 5, return buzz. That should fix that, and it does. So let's move on to the next test, 10. So it returns buzz for 10. And I expect FB of 10 to be buzz. Should fail. It does 10 is not buzz. So we need to change this, and we would change the 3. All right. And now it passes. Okay, so here's where we need to make some real decisions. I think that I want to change the order of these, and that should not have any effect on anything. Didn't. Okay. And at least for right now, I'm going to leave it just like that. So we need to describe Fizzbuzz now. All right, so it returns Fizzbuzz for 15. And expect FB of 15 to be Fizzbuzz. I expect this is going to fail. It's going to fail, and it's going to say that it's either Fizz or it's Buzz, but not both. And it does the same thing that happened before. Describe it. Fizzbuzz function, open, close, dot. I wonder if that's what got me before. Okay, Fizz instead of Fizzbuzz. So there's a couple ways to handle this. We can just jump right up here at the top, catch it before it even gets to Fizz, and say if x is equal to 15, then return Fizzbuzz. And that works. Except, so there's a little bit of duplication here. If we go to the next step, then likely I'm going to end up with this part and this part in order to say Fizzbuzz. And then I'm still saying fizz twice and I'm saying buzz twice. So I'd like to go ahead and try to remove those duplications without causing any ill effect for the tests. So var result equals nothing, right? So let's say result plus equals fizz, and result plus equals buzz, and then we're going to return result or x, one or the other. And all the tests pass, and I believe that my next test will pass. So it returns Fizzbuzz for 30, and I expect FB of 30 to be Fizzbuzz. If this passes, then we're done. And it does pass. So we're done. That is how I would typically methodically go about doing Fizzbuzz. There are several variations on this. For instance, you could use an if-else structure, which would prevent me doing this check here. The if-else structure tends to produce if divisible by 3 and 5, then Fizzbuzz, else if divisible by 3, fizz, else if divisible by buzz, buzz, else return the number. I prefer this because it is much shorter code, but there are hundreds of ways to solve Fizzbuzz. You can use it to practice any number of techniques. This is just one example. If you like what I've done here, then leave a like. If not, or if you have any suggestions, leave a comment. And thank you for watching the video.